Now, this is kind of tricky. He can get on the 101 south. He cannot get on the 101 north from this particular area here. He'd have to go around the block. But he's just now coming up on very, very slow traffic. So let's see what he does here. Very slow traffic. He's just come up on traffic that is now stopped at the intersection of Santa Monica Boulevard and the Santa Monica Boulevard North 101 off-ramp. So just a lot of congestion there. They're going to spin him. They're going to spin him. There we go. Uh-oh, he's going to hit that. He's going to hit that car. Uh-oh, careful. Guy on the bike. Guy on the bike. Careful, careful. Okay, now turning eastbound. Eastbound. My goodness. Okay, look at that. Wow. Eastbound Santa Monica Boulevard, so he just made the U-turn after getting spun and colliding with a secondary vehicle here. Eastbound on Santa Monica Boulevard. He's going to be coming up on Normandy here shortly. Normandy, guys. And he's still being followed in close proximity by that one motor cop who's able to maneuver and stay up on him here. So there we go. Southbound into the neighborhood. Southbound into the neighborhood. Unless he knows this, the ins and outs here, and I doubt he does, but unless he knows the ins and outs here, he could get himself into a pickle in terms of there's a couple of cul-de-sacs that he could get trapped in. But southbound on Ardmore, he's got to make a decision left or right here in about 2 houses worth. And he's going to make the right-hand turn. He's going to make the right-hand turn, and he's going to be ending up coming back northbound over towards Santa Monica Boulevard again. So let's watch this guy. This guy is just driving like a nut job here. Okay, there's a secondary cop car coming up on him, and he, okay, head on, slow, okay. Woo! Wow, look at that, look at that. Did they, okay, so they touched. Okay, he's going to put himself in a cul-de-sac. He's going to put himself in the cul-de-sac. Just like I said, he's in a cul-de-sac. He's going to have to spin around or foot bail or something. Darn it. Okay, we got a bunch of trees here. So let's see what he does. They're blocking. Okay, is he going to try? Woo, he got through. Okay, another cop there. Another cop at the entrance of the cul-de-sac here. They're going to let him through. Oh, my gosh. Wow, look at that. Oh, boy. Okay, now back eastbound through the neighborhood here. We do have one unmarked chasing after him and several other vehicles running parallel streets. This guy's going northbound back over towards Santa Monica Boulevard now. This is just an unbelievable pursuit here. High speeds, residential areas here. Cross traffic coming up. Okay, slower. Here we go. Let's see what he does at Santa Monica Boulevard. He's setting up for the left turn westbound. On Santa Monica Boulevard here, guys. Okay, a couple of unmarked behind him, CHP behind them, at least 2 units, and motorcycle as well. He'll be coming up on Hobart, and he's going to go through the intersection. We've got pedestrians here. Now he's coming up on the 101 freeway, right where we were before, where that slower traffic was at the exit for Santa Monica Boulevard here. And he's going to take the side street. And that is going to be North Serrano Avenue here. So he's going to be coming up Serrano Avenue and back eastbound. So this guy's just kind of running circles. I don't get the sense that he actually knows where he is or exactly what he's doing. He's just doing whatever he can to not get caught here. So eastbound, I think that's going to be Lexington. Eastbound on Lexington, and he's going to make a right turn or a left turn or go straight. If he turns right, he's going to be back down to Santa Monica Boulevard. If he goes straight, he's okay, right turn. Santa Monica Boulevard is where he's headed in about 1 block here, and that's going to be Hobart. He's right on Hobart, right next to an elementary. He's going to be right next to an elementary school here. But, okay, now's a chance to pit him. Nope. Hang on a second here. I'm getting some info, guys. Okay, we're eastbound now. Eastbound Santa Monica Boulevard here. He's coming up on slower traffic ahead. Let's see what he does. He's trying to maneuver to get around this stop traffic. He's going to go, oh, my gosh, into oncoming traffic here. Cross traffic. Here we go. Southbound. That's going to be Normandy. Normandy southbound from Santa Monica Boulevard is where we are here. It's only 1 lane in either direction. He's going to go into the opposing lanes of traffic here. Look at this guy. Oh, my gosh. Very dangerous. High speeds. Only 1 lane of traffic north, only 1 lane of traffic south. Some of the cars that are ahead of them are actually seeing what's coming up in their rear view, and they're making efforts to pull over to the right here. But look at this guy moving into oncoming lanes of traffic, swerving in and out. If he stays on Normandy here, he's going to be able to get right underneath the 101 freeway, or he can get on the 101 freeway right there. No, so he doesn't choose to get on the 101 freeway. There's his opportunity there. That just missed here. But coming up, should be coming up on Melrose here. Southbound on Normandy, coming up on Melrose. It looks like he's gearing up for a left turn here, but he's going to go around those guys, and let's see what he does through the intersection and a left turn eastbound. That's going to put him in position to get on the 101 freeway southbound if he wants to. There you go. Okay, the right turn. There it is, the 101 freeway southbound, guys. 101 freeway southbound. Right here at Melrose, and so he's kind of making circles around the immediate vicinity here. We're just now getting on the freeway, and there's a lot of slow traffic that he's going to have to negotiate, and I don't know that he's going to be able to do that all that well because I'm just looking ahead over towards downtown, and there's a steady stream of slow traffic from this point all the way in towards downtown. So he's going to be hugging the shoulder. He probably will actually end up by getting off the freeway here. So let's see what he does. Vermont is coming up next, and so if he stays on the freeway, he can, oh my gosh, look at that. Okay, so he's squeezing through some of these slower moving cars. There's just a lot of slow traffic on this stretch of the freeway here. So this guy is just doing what he can, and maybe that's part of his strategy here. Maybe find a couple of gaps to wiggle through and evade the cops in that way, but that's just not going to happen here. We have Sky 5 HD overhead. We are the only news helicopter covering this police pursuit here, as well as Sheriff's 7. They've been on this for a little bit here. Now we're coming southbound. There he goes, coming out. Okay, southbound on the 101 freeway, past Vermont, and he is just trying to negotiate through a lot of slower traffic here, just a lot of slower traffic. Let's see what he does here, and yeah, he's able to make it around that big rig. Some of the cars are pulling over to the right, some cars are pulling over to the left. Some people just have no idea what's going on, but look at him. He's just kind of wiggling through, straddling lanes on the southbound side of the 101. All things considered, he's actually getting through, pretty well, albeit having to drive a little bit crazy to do it, but there you go. Southbound 101 from Vermont. Silver Lake Boulevard is going to be next, and so that's going to be his next opportunity to get off the freeway. Otherwise, he's going to be dealing with a lot of this slow traffic from this point all the way down to the 4-level interchange here. So let's see what he does here. So southbound side of the 101 freeway here, and it looks like he's just kind of weaving in, weaving out of traffic. Hey guys, just a heads up, Jen, we're going to have company here in a minute. Okay, where are we now? Okay, I've got him. TV5's overhead. Okay, there he is. Okay. Just kind of straddling that middle lane of traffic there, southbound side of the 101, just coming up now on Silver Lake Boulevard here shortly, where he is going to have the option, of course, of getting off or staying on the freeway. Let's see what he does. If he wants to get off on Silver Lake, he's going to have to move to the right, and in fact, it looks like he's moving over to the HOV lane, so moving to the left. So he's going to pass up his opportunity to get off on Silver Lake Boulevard at least, and that's going to push him down towards like Benton Way, Glendale Boulevard, Alvarado, those streets over there here. So it looks like he's going to commit himself to the 101 freeway and just kind of stay weaving in and out of traffic there. So number one lane, he's being followed in close proximity. I believe that's going to be the San Gabriel Police Department cruiser still on scene here. I understood that they might at some point request the CHP to come in and take over the pursuit. That has not happened yet. It does take a little bit of time to mobilize the CHP once they are called in, but we do know that they are well aware of what's going on. The CHP has an office, in fact, right there at the 101 at Vermont here, so they are well equipped and well aware of what's going on here. Southbound side of the 101 freeway is where we are. At here, and we're going to be coming up on Benton Way here shortly, and just in the number one lane of traffic. So they'll kind of follow this through and see if he makes his way down in towards downtown. Of course, this pursuit started somewhere in the San Gabriel Valley. We presume that they attempted to stop this person here. We don't know how many people are actually in the vehicle at this point, but at any rate, okay, 5's at 1,005, 1,006 and above. Okay, all right. We have other ships coming in here. So southbound side of the 101 freeway here. We're only about, well, as the crow flies, maybe a couple of miles from the 4-level interchange. So, oh, my goodness. What in the world? Look at this guy just swerving in and out. Who knows what this guy is really running, why this guy is really... Oh, my gosh, there's a collision right there. So now this guy is really starting to drive super erratically to the point where he's just kind of swerving in and out. He's hitting other cars. We saw him hit another vehicle out on surface streets here, and so now you can see the results of him just driving recklessly and without any real direction or aim here. So we'll see what he does here. He's just trying to get, oh my God, okay. He is intentionally sideswiping some of these other cars. He's hitting these other cars on purpose, and so maybe he's just mad that that person didn't get out of the way fast enough. Yeah, he just looked like he intentionally sideswiped that car. The guy didn't get out of his way fast enough, so he made that move to the right and just kind of swerved right into him, and then came back into the number 1 lane here. So, wow, look at this. Southbound side of the 101 freeway. We'll be coming up on the Echo Park area here. We can't enter the airspace. We can't. Okay, guys. Hey, just heads up, guys. Heads up, Jen. The LAX control tower is not letting any TV helicopters into the airspace. So we'll do the best we can. Oh, you came in broken. Can you text it to me, Jen? Can you text it? Okay. There we go. There we go. There we go. Man, this guy's ripping. Okay. Okay, southbound on the 110 freeway, coming up on, let's see, Redondo Beach Boulevard here, Redondo Beach Boulevard, and wow, this guy is really, really moving here, 100 miles an hour plus on this pursuit here. So southbound on the 110 freeway, he's coming through Gardena on the right, he's coming through Compton on the left. Southbound on the 110 freeway, he'll be approaching the 91 freeway here shortly, but look at that, we're doing our best to keep up with him.
On the street that he is on right now, and he's going at a good rate of speed. We saw him get off the freeway. There we have, I believe, is that the CHP chopper in the shot there, officer?
That might be one. I can't see it very well from, I believe that is his. I believe that is ours.
That is, so you guys are very close to what's going on. You know exactly where he's going. And now it looks like he's approached.
For highway violence against a patrol vehicle, at that point they requested CHP to take over. CHP did take over, and that's where we're in right now in pursuit of this vehicle. That's all the details that we have.
For a while, we saw one of the officers fairly up close, closer than we typically see the vehicles on this car, but they have backed off. Any particular reason on that?
Well, it could be several different reasons. Trying to get closer to see how many occupants, to try and confirm how many occupants we might have in the vehicle. At this point, I believe it's only one occupant, but obviously we won't be able to confirm that until this pursuit is over and we can actually clear the vehicle.
The air traffic control tower at L.A. would not let us follow this guy along the 110 freeway, so we had to go the long way around. And but at any rate, we were able to catch up with him over in the Hawthorne area here. But again, there is going to be the CHP helicopter that is in very close proximity to him. Northbound side of the 110 freeway, he's just crossed under the 405 and will be fast approaching the 91 freeway here. Of course, he'll have the option of staying on the 91, staying on the 110 freeway, going through Gardena and Compton up towards Hawthorne. But again, remember, this pursuit started somewhere out in the San Gabriel Valley here, so...
Radically. In fact, I'll pull the speed off here in a second so you can see. We're going to go in digitally, and you can see you've got very heavy tint on those passenger windows, even on the top window. We can get closer than anybody can with our cameras here in Los Angeles, and we can see exactly, we can get a look at that driver, see if we can get any type of make or any description on it, but a lot of dark tint on that vehicle, and that's exactly why that's illegal, because we can't really, law enforcement can't see inside, can't see who the suspect is. We're going to try to push a little bit forward here as we cross right over the 405 freeway. We crossed under that. We're approaching the 91 interchange here, but again, really dark. We can't really see in there, so we're going to pull back out, and just too dark to see through that tint.
Well, sometimes it's difficult for them, especially with tinted windows like that, to know if there's one, two, multiple people in this vehicle. He's slowing down significantly, down to about 40 miles an hour, 48, 49 miles an hour. Is that because he's coming into traffic or just now?
Okay, 91 freeway, 91 freeway. I've got you. Thank you. Okay. Is he exiting on maybe Main? He just took the Main Street off-ramp here loose. He just basically transitioned from the northbound side of the 110 freeway over to the East 91, and you just saw him make that hairpin turn. He just got off on our Main or Avalon, and basically he's back onto the eastbound 91 freeway again. So it looks like these kind of attempts to shake the CHP, you know, from being so close to him, essentially, definitely not going to work. I mean, we have a couple of airships above. Wow, look at that. He just collided with the CHP officer there. That is not going to go well for this guy. That is not going to go well. You know, that could potentially be perceived as assault with a deadly weapon against a police officer here. So that might change the way they treat this guy, the way they react to this guy, if and when this thing does stop. So we'll kind of watch and see what that was a major incident right there. So that could change the flow, the course of how this pursuit ends. So we are traveling Compton now. Compton, eastbound side of the 91 freeway, coming through Compton. We'll be coming up on say Alameda here in just about a mile and a half or so. Beyond the Compton area, you got the 710 freeway at North Long Beach, but you just saw that he collided with a CHP officer on the freeway at freeway speeds, very dangerously. We saw that him colliding intentionally with other vehicles along the 101 and the 110 freeway. So this guy showing no regard for anything except you know, his hope to get away from this all, but that's not going to happen here. We have several layers of police helicopters. We have, let's widen out the shot just for a second here, just to give you an idea how many units of the CHP are now following this. Guys, this is not going to end nice for this guy unless he gives up peacefully here, but look at how many units are behind this guy on the eastbound side of the 91 freeway. Again, we'll be coming up on Alameda. Beyond Alameda, we'll be coming up over towards the 710 freeway, North Long Beach, Bellflower beyond that. You know, if this guy decides to head up into the San Gabriel Valley, maybe he wants to take the 710 freeway north. But at any rate, yeah, this guy is making some very, very dangerous and very dangerous moves for himself that could be perceived in a manner that is not going to bode well for him once they do get this guy stopped. So this is going to be a very dangerous situation, not only for him, but it continues to be a very dangerous situation, obviously, for the police officers, the CHP officers that are trying to get this guy to slow down and stop. I mean, he collided with a CHP officer. Not only that, he collided intentionally with other vehicles on the freeway, commuters along the 101 and the 110 freeway southbound. So again, he's showing no regard for the safety of anyone, and all he's thinking about is just kind of continuing this very dangerous and reckless pursuit here. So the charges against this guy are definitely starting to stack up as we cross over Alameda, and we'll be over towards the 710 freeway in a matter of about another mile and a half. So we'll see what he does. But, wow, you just saw that wild situation here where he actually collided with a CHP officer. The number one lane of traffic, and he's going to, wow, sudden move. Okay, you know that this guy is not afraid to crash into anyone here, so as long as it doesn't disable his car, you know that this guy will swerve and sideswipe and do whatever he has to avoid being disabled and being captured here by the CHP. But eastbound side of the 91 freeway, we'll be coming up on, let me look down the freeway, okay, coming up on Atlantic, coming up on Cherry beyond that. We'll be coming up on Downey, Lakewood, and Bellflower beyond that. So here we go, coming through North Long Beach, and in another couple of miles we'll be coming through Bellflower here. So East 91 freeway, lots of slower moving traffic, and he's kind of using that, well, I don't know if it's more or less to his advantage, but he's using that slower traffic to kind of weave in and out, and he's trying to distance himself from the CHP, but the CHP is definitely in very close proximity, and as I mentioned before, we have a couple of layers of helicopter that are following this guy. So this guy's just not going to get away, not under these circumstances here. He's just now coming up on a slower moving box van. You know, if he wanted to, he could just move over to the right lane, and that's what he's doing. Go ahead.
All right, yeah, we were just going to, sorry to interrupt you there, we're going to continue to follow, watching this vehicle and this pursuit, but we have Juan Galvan back on the line from the CHP. Juan, we just saw this driver aggressively ram into one of the CHP vehicles. Not a good idea.
Absolutely. Now this is assault with a deadly weapon on a peace officer. That vehicle is disabled now. So the pursuit is continuing. We are eastbound 91, as you mentioned. Last entry I have here is approaching Atlantic. So we just want to be cautious and have the public be careful while they're out there. And if this is coming into your area or into your location, just try and stay away. Move off to the right.
All right, we continue to watch this vehicle. Have you ever seen a driver this aggressive before for this long a period of time?
Each pursuit that we have, we treat with extreme caution. There are pursuits where they are like this. Unfortunately, it happens during the night, and it doesn't get attention as it does here. But we have seen rammings. We have seen the suspect in pursuits be very aggressive in this nature.
Just to let our viewers to know what's going on here, how did this all start in San Gabriel?
The call that we have at 11:32 was from San Gabriel PD that they were in pursuit of a white Nissan SUV, which I believe is a Nissan Rogue, for highway violence against a San Gabriel marked patrol vehicle. A pursuit ensued, and then at that point we were requested to take over. We, as in CHP, were requested to take over, and that's where we currently are right now.
Any information on what exactly led to that incident?
We don't have the exact, or what the exact action was that led to the highway violence, or what the action was. However, we are pursuing based on that, and now the assault on peace officer on our CHP officer.
So, just from what you've seen on air, what potential charges is he facing up to this point?
Well, there are several charges. It could be felony evading as well as the assault on peace officers, and depending on what the crime was against the San Gabriel PD unit as well, will all be included.
All right, we continue to watch this again. This is a white Nissan Rogue, just weaving in and out of traffic, reaching speeds at one point of on the 105 freeway of 115 miles per hour. I don't know about you, Lou, but I have not seen one gone this that's gone this long and this aggressive in quite some time, especially in all of this heavy traffic. Mark Kono, where exactly are we at this point?
Yeah, Glenn, welcome to the show here, eastbound side of the 91 freeway. We've just passed Lakewood Boulevard. We're coming up on Bellflower Boulevard. In fact, I think we just passed Bellflower Boulevard. And so now we are basically heading through Bellflower over towards Cerritos. Eastbound side of the 91 freeway over towards the 605 is where we are going now. This guy, as you've been watching, has been weaving in and out of lanes here, so with no regard for other commuters on the road, and so just moving at a very fast rate of speed, as fast as he can, to try and evade the CHP officers, which are relatively in close proximity to him right now. He is in the HOV lane, and he is eastbound 91, and he's approaching the 605 freeway at this. Okay, let's see what he does here. If he stays in kind of those left lanes, he's going to be committed to the 91 freeway east, and he'll be coming through Cerritos. If he makes a swerving move to the right, and we've seen that before, he might be heading over towards the 605 north or south. So let's see what he does. It looks like he's kind of locked himself into the 91, and so that's going to put us over towards Studebaker, over towards Pioneer, and over towards the Cerritos area here. So crossing over the 91 freeway, or crossing over the 605 freeway, I should say, eastbound side of the 91. So you saw just on our air just a few minutes ago, and we called it, boy, oh boy, he just kind of swerved into that CHP officer, and that just changes the flow of this pursuit here, because this just elevates that to a new level where this guy is essentially using his vehicle as a deadly weapon here. So that is just going to not bode well for this guy as he continues this, and hopefully this ends up in a peaceful way. We just don't know based on what we've witnessed to this point. This guy is just completely desperate, completely out of control, and just using any means necessary to avoid being taken into custody here at this point.
Well, Mark, yeah, and I mean, one of the crazy things is that we've seen him on the freeways. We've also seen him on side streets, and we had earlier video showing this guy who was almost penned where he wasn't going to be able to go in any direction.
Thanks,
there were other vehicles in front of him, then CHP and a couple of San Gabriel police officers behind him, and he aggressively, in front of everyone, just did a U-turn, rammed the police officer.
Wow.
Whoa, 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 he's out of control, out of control. Five slowing.
Okay.
Okay,
so, Mark,
right
this
here,
is where
right
it
here,
can
right here,
become
guys.
a little dangerous.
Okay, hang on, guys, hang on. If need be, if this thing goes south here, we're going to pull out to a wider shot here, but for now, we're going to kind of hold this shot right here. This guy may be disabled here. It looks like he exited on Pioneer, fishtailed, spun around, and now his back end is facing that sound wall. I don't know that the CHP actually has eyes on him. I don't know, but you can see just to the top left of the screen, the CHP is definitely on the on-ramp here. Now, we do have a pretty good vantage point here. If he decides to move or gets out of the driver's driver door or anything on the driver's side, we're going to have a pretty good vantage point here. But depending on what we see here, guys, we may need to pull out of the shot and not air that potentially here. So just kind of bear with us here. We're going to do the best we can to give you the best coverage possible. Sky 5 HD was first over this pursuit coming out of San Gabriel here.
Pursuit in. And JT, I don't know if they know yet how many people are in that vehicle.
Yeah, this is, you can see that right rear passenger door opening up there, guys. Uncertain if the suspect could not get out of the driver's door, maybe climbed in the back seat, or there's more than one suspect. We're going to watch him to see if he runs. Uncertain if the CHP can actually see them. The way they're deployed, that's probably not really visible. So we're going to try to move just in here, CHP helicopter overhead, to see if he's trying to crawl out of that back right door and maybe into that brush area. You can see there he is.
You could see a person. Now he's crouching.
Looks like he's wearing a black T-shirt, jeans, and we're trying to see his hands here. Use extreme vision.
He does have his hands
we want to see
out,
his
JT.
hands.
He has his hands out. It does not appear as if there's a weapon. However, it looked as if there were multiple people in the vehicle.
He got back into the car.
Couldn't tell Philip and Ellen and Leslie if that was a possible female or a male. He was wearing a black. He or she was wearing a black shirt and had his skull and crossbones on it. Looked like they had dark jeans on. I didn't really like that posture. There's the driver's door opening up right now.
Well, now we're going to see if it's the same person. Because JT, it looked like the back door opened and I had seen movement in the front seat. And clearly that's not a possibility for a person to be in two places at once. I'm not positive. Neither can the officers be positive. But what troubling moments to see the person get out of the car and then get back in. Bruce Thomas, if you're still with us, what does that do to officers who are trying to secure this location?
In the car through the sunroof, but the officers are going to make sure they have plenty of personnel there, safe the area, flood the area, so if it does turn into a foot bail,
now they're running
they
on flood.
can maintain
they're moving through the
visual
bushes.
contact and take them into custody. But in this case, what you have right now is someone that is not willing to give themselves up.
We have someone running through the bushes right now. Looks to be a male. Crawled out the window instead of opening the door.
Now, so we don't know if there's still a person in the car. What we've seen is that person that appears to be similar to the one that we watched get out of the car. You have officers that are pursuing there. Somebody will still be back at the car, the SUV, to secure that, just in case there is somebody in there, because we don't know if there was one or two or how many people were in that car.
Okay, guys, if you're with me, the suspect is behind that tree. We saw him run. They aired the helicopter overhead, advised the officers where he was and what he was doing. They did deploy a canine into that area. There is a canine underneath that tree. We're going to push in, Jamie. They are making contact with the suspect. Unless he hopped that wall, which remains to be seen, it appears that they're making contact with the suspect right now with the canine. He is being taken into custody, we're being told, underneath that tree, so we will see him come out here shortly. And uncertain if the canine actually made contact with the suspect or not, but they had that dog out of the car immediately. He tried doing the okey doke, right? So he tried crawling out that back window again. You can be assured right now that officers, a clearance team, is clearing the car right now. Yeah, that's a good angle right there, Jason. As we continue in, you can see the suspect right up against that wall. We're going to use extreme vision to show you him being taken into custody. It does not appear he or she, it is a male, wearing that black T-shirt. Hold right here, Jason. This is good. Blue jeans. They're searching him for weapons. He seems to be erratic, but he tried doing the old okey dokey, getting out that right rear door where the officers couldn't see him. But you can rest assured that air asset, the helicopter, saw him get out that window, saw him crawl, and saw him run. He was doing the old scoot across the ground, trying to get through that brush and try to get in the clear, but that didn't work out. Obviously, watch your exposure, Jamie, as they take him into custody here and walking him back to the car. CHP has cleared the car, or is in the process of clearing the car to make sure there's no additional suspects in it.
Yeah, do we know that? Do we know that information yet? If there's anybody in that car?
Well, as soon as we're gonna walk him back here, we're gonna maybe move back to where we were, Jason. We're gonna see if that car has been cleared. We can tell by the pull out a little bit, Jamie. We can see that car off to the left there. Yeah, they're standing around that car. They're not in a tactical stance, so more than likely that car has been cleared. So that was that one suspect, Philip, jumping around in that car.
Right.
Maybe he couldn't get out of that driver's door because it was up against that dirt and that brush there. But
perhaps other people that were sideswiped, and they have their suspect in custody.
And you can see, I want to say thank you, JT Alpa. I want to thank CHP for talking with us on the phone. Bruce Thomas for joining us. Ellen Leyva, Leslie Lopez, all of us here as they have taken this man into custody. The pursuit has ended.
And Sierra Lund from CHP as well.
CHP, Sierra Lund, we are going to return you to the Chew, which is already in progress.